chances are you already know that pop-up ads, when used properly, are proven to increase conversions and sales. And chances are you already know that some of the most successful marketers on the planet effectively use pop-ups to not only generate more profits for their websites, but to also build massive lists of prospects and customers. So we're not going to do the pop-ups can increase your conversions by 10,000% sales pitch here. Instead, what we'd like to do is ask you some brief questions and then actually show you our new pop-up software in action. First, the questions. Are you sick and tired of pop-up software that almost forces you to use pop-ups that not only look but also behave like everyone else's? And have you ever been frustrated because your pop-up software was so hard to configure that you pretty much either had to be a computer geek or end up using a designer and a coder to get your pop-up installed and working properly? Have you ever wished that you could design your own pop-up in something like Photoshop, hit a button, and it be converted to an active HTML, CSS working pop-up? Well, your problems are over with our cool new WordPress plugin pop-up software brought to you by the folks at Marketing Online Workshop. We're calling it MOW for short. With MOW, anyone with absolutely no design or coding skills can create a professional, high-converting pop-up in just a few minutes. MOW gives you the ability to select the type of pop-up that you want, the deliverability of your pop-up, and we even give you a complete range of options too, so that you can decide how often you want your website visitor to see your pop-ups. You get to decide which type of transition that you want your visitors to see, and whether or not you want it to show to only traffic that reaches you via search engines. Plus, we let you select and configure the overlay color, which is the area around the pop-up, and you get to choose the close button that you want to use, the position of the close button on the pop-up, the opacity of the area around the pop-up, and even whether or not your visitor can close the pop-up by clicking the button, the overlay, or both. Now, remember that ridiculous question earlier about creating your pop-up in something like Photoshop and simply pressing a button? Well, it's not as ridiculous as you may have thought, because with MOW, we've shrunk down a programmer and included one with every copy of our software. Okay, so there's really no mini programmer, sorry to disappoint, but the way it works is that we've created a very sophisticated WYSIWYG editor that can work like a photo editing program, allowing you to add elements, drag them, resize them, link them, shrink them, and much, much more. And because of our drag and drop editor, now anyone, regardless of design or coding skills, can create a professional looking, high converting pop-up. And because of our simple to use interface, it's easy to create all the elements that your pop-up will need, including headlines, body text, images, video, fantastic looking form fields, and even buttons with the hover effect. Then drag and drop those elements anywhere on your pop-up, arrange them to your satisfaction, click save, and you've just created your own pop-up in minutes that you would have had to pay a designer and a coder for well over an hour's work to do. Want to add a video to your pop-up? Just click a button, paste your embed code, and then drag it to where you want it with a live preview on the screen. Besides video, you can add audio or use cool overlay effects on your button or form fields, even add your own shadowing. Your friends and clients will think you've been taking HTML and CSS classes at night, and imagine what you'll be able to do with your website or the websites of your clients. MOW comes preloaded with thousands of presets, including almost 1,000 professional-looking, high-converting hover effect buttons in a variety of shapes, colors, and sizes. And you can choose from almost any category of our many presets to make your pop-up look great and stand out from the crowd. But let's say you have your own logo, or maybe some graphics you want on your pop-up. How can you add those? Well, that's easy, because with MOW, you can use the upload tool that allows you to upload any image or graphic that you want right into the editor. Now let's go one step further and say that you love the editor, but you're kind of a techie and you want more control, and you want to be able to add your own CSS to an element. You can simply add CSS to any element if you like, but if you don't know CSS, no problem, click a button and our editor will do the work for you. Also, are you familiar with the template forms offered by companies like Aweber, iContact, and GetResponse? You can always spot them a mile away because there are literally millions of marketers using the exact same forms. Well, now you can get rid of those ugly autoresponder template forms that everyone else is using and make yours stand out from the rest. Simply paste in any form code from any autoresponder company or software, no matter how many fields, and our editor will strip out everything that's not needed and allow you to design a lead capture form that looks exactly how you want. The end result is a unique autoresponder form that works the way it should but looks different than anyone else's. But if you don't want to use an autoresponder form, you can program your submit button to take the visitor to any page when the submit button is clicked. You can even have multiple buttons and multiple links on the same form. And how would you like to track your clicks? Now you can with MOPOP's baked-in analytics. Simply click the analytics icon, and now you can see how many views your pop-up is getting, and even track the clicks and the conversion rates of the separate links or buttons on your pop-up. Now how useful is that feature going to be? No more waiting 24 hours for Google Analytics to update, because our stats are real-time all the time, up to the minute stats. Want to try multiple pop-ups on the same page? Well, now you can. In fact, not only can you have multiple pop-ups on the same page, but you can even put them in rotation and test them to see which one is converting the best. Another thing that you can do is create unique pop-ups that appear only on certain pages or posts, so that you can direct your pop-up content to focus on what your visitor is actually interested in. What a novel concept. For example, if your visitor's on your page about orange widgets, wouldn't you want to show that visitor the orange widget pop-up and not the blue widget pop-up? Can you imagine what having this flexibility with your pop-ups can do for your conversion rates? And with MOPOP, you can have an unlimited number of pop-ups on an unlimited number of pages. Create as many pop-ups as you like, and each pop-up can be programmed totally independent of every other pop-up. And if you're worried about annoying your visitor with too many pop-ups, simply use some master settings to ensure that your visitor is shown only one pop-up during a visit. And we give you complete flexibility to decide when the next time they'll be shown your ad, whether it's on the next visit, a couple days later, weeks or months later, and even never again if that's what you want. And because we've made MOPOP so flexible, so feature-rich, and yet so easy to use with our simple dashboard and our drag-and-drop editor, we think that you'll agree that MOPOP is simply the best pop-up plugin in the world, period. So you're probably wondering, just how much is MOPOP? First, recall what we covered earlier. It takes a good designer coder over an hour to design and code a professional pop-up ad, and then that ad still has to be integrated into your website. In most markets, that's anywhere from $50 to $150, and that's just for one pop-up. But with MOPOP's built-in drag-and-drop editor, you can code your own professional-looking pop-up in just minutes and keep the money that you would have had to pay a designer or coder. And if you are a designer or coder, you'll appreciate the fact that our editor will help you design the pop-ups that you want quickly and efficiently, so that now you can get more done in less time. And with MOPOP, you're going to be able to create unlimited numbers of pop-ups on any number of pages with complete flexibility and control of how it appears and how often you want your pop-ups to be presented. Plus, you'll be able to track those pop-ups with our baked-in analytics. So how much would you expect to pay for a pop-up software that does everything that we've shown you? There are competitors to this product priced as high as $127 that don't have anywhere near the features that MOPOP does. Well, I have some great news for you. You're going to get your copy of MOPOP, the world's best pop-up software, right now for just $47. That's right, only $47 to get your very own copy of MOPOP, so that you can begin designing your own professional pop-ups that will increase your conversions and sales. And you know what? We want to make your decision unbelievably crazy easy for you. Order MOPOP right now, and you'll get not only the single site license, but also the multi-site license, so that you can install it on an unlimited number of sites that you own. That's one amount, $47, and you get both the single site and the multi-site license. But wait, we know that some of you are developers or consultants out there, and you have a number of clients who rely on you for marketing and webmaster services. So if you go ahead and take action now, we're going to throw in the developer's license too, so that you can install MOPOP on an unlimited number of your own clients' websites. That's right, one low price and you get all 3 licenses. Unbelievable. Okay, so now you may be wondering about the guarantee. Well, we think that MOPOP will be the best pop-up software that you've ever used. Just give our pop-up a fair try, and if you're not completely convinced, if your conversions don't increase within the next 30 days, or if you're unhappy for any other reason, contact us for a full refund. I think you'll have to agree that's fair. So your next step is to select the button below to claim your copy of MOPOP, including the multi-site license and, for a limited time only, the developer's license, so that you can put MOPOP on your and your own clients' websites. So click the order button and you'll be taken to the download page so that you can install our MOPOP plugin and begin designing your own professional, high-converting pop-ups, increasing your conversions and sales, and making your website stand out from the crowd. Go ahead, claim your copy now, and we look forward to helping you increase your conversions and sales with MOW, brought to you by Marketing Online Workshop.